Hey guys, so maybe you're curious and asking yourself, what's in store for Ants and Octanes this week? What's the new project of the week going to be? Well, I'll give you a hint. She's a bit of a smoker, but we can't really hold that against her. Here she is. Nah, tune in and find out more. Bingo, anybody? Hey guys, just got back from 4-hour round trip to get yet another project. I know this one's not as exciting as the usual ones are, but there's a special reason to get this one, which I'll go over later on. But she is a Subaru, and these things are, of course, famous for blowing head gaskets. This one is no exception. It's got about 200,000 kilometers on it, and the head gasket's apparently gone, according to the mechanic that looked at it for. This was owned by a really nice young lady that only had the car for 3 months. Head gasket went, and then she parked it for about a year, so it got a couple little dings and dents. The tires are almost brand new on it, so I picked this up for only $500, so it's I'm not into it for a lot, so the risk is worth taking because I've never heard it run, of course. The interior is decent shape, needs a cleaning, but overall pretty good shape. It's even got the sunshade in the back, which usually is missing. These are, of course, all-wheel drive. They're a nice, safe vehicle for winter. This one's got a little bit of rust on the back here under the window, and I think I saw some here too. Yeah, a little ding here and a little bit of rust bubbling here. But I crawled underneath it. There's the exhaust is rusty, but the rest of the car is really solid. Maybe a scratch sheet. Nope, just poop. That's poop. Blech. Windshield's got a little dent in it, or ding in it, but overall in really decent shape. So I gotta make room in the old garage here, and then we'll get this thing pulled in and we'll take a closer look at it. Well, I guess something took out the fog light cover too, but sure we can find one of them. Alright, let's see if we can get it off the trailer without putting it through the back wall. Got brakes. Safety maps in case there was no brakes. She's a smoker. Well, I gotta get outside. So, initial observations, that's not white smoke, that's oil burning. So, one of the symptoms she mentioned is white smoke. But I did, that doesn't smell like antifreeze. So we're gonna have a poke around under the engine here once the smoke clears out of there, and then we'll take a look and see what we can see. It's safe yet? Oh man, this place filled up like an 80s bingo hall, I tell ya. Seems like it's able to sustain human life again. Well, let's take a peek in there and see if we can learn anything. Not sure. At first impressions, that didn't really seem like it was a head gasket issue, but I guess we need to take a look inside and see if there's anything else that's going to show up. All right, we got a paper towel here. Okay, I'm gonna go right to the oil source of the white. Not really seeing a milkshakey look. Yeah, there it is. Sweet, sweet smell of antifreeze mixed in there. Oh. Well, boys and girls, so our line is here right now on the dipstick, and the recommended fill area is between these two dots. We were here. So I'm gonna say, I bet if we drop this oil, the bottom gallon's gonna be antifreeze, which might not be a bad place to start, just to see if she'll still smoke after that, because it does run. So, which by the way, I didn't know it was a runner. It just got told it was parked a year ago, so not too sure about that. Wow. Clean. I've done 5 of these head gaskets now. One on the 2.2 liter and 2 on the 2.5 liter. And usually they fail in the middle at the head gasket in the skinny area, and it's usually due to corrosion from the antifreeze. Although there is a theory out there that if your engine ground is bad, you'll have electrolysis happen, and that'll eat the gasket. So, but I've actually yet to see it create a milkshake in the cooling system. It seems to always leak the other way, where the coolant gets into the inside of the engine and you have white smoke. Or I've had some milky looking oil before. And who knows, I mean, if I run this long enough, I only ran it long enough to get it off the trailer, 20 feet. If I ran it long enough, maybe the oil would turn milky, I'm not sure. It didn't even warm up yet, obviously, so I guess we could check the cap and see what we see under the cap. Nothing. Normal. Coolant level 0. So I guess if you fill that all the time, yeah. I'm still thinking head gasket is the likely culprit here, but I do want to make sure that, oh, dandelion. I'm guessing that was pretty in yellow when somebody gifted her that. Yeah. Any clues? Not really. Obviously she had children, but... ooh, rock collection. There's some real goodies in here. Oh, she's probably gonna want that back. I'll let her know. Oh, okay. What do we got? Nothing. Nothing. More savings, more points, more perks. RBC, sure. RBC again. Insurance corporation. More insurance papers. More bank mail, just mail. And more mail, so no real clues in here. I'll put the insurance paper back in. She does have the odor eliminators. Times 2. Wait. Times 3. Wait. Times 4. So could have been to mask the burning oil smell, maybe, probably not. Mileage unsure. We're gonna hook the battery charger back up in a second and see what it actually is. Nothing really to see back here. Just some cleaning to do. What's hiding under the sunshade? Is it clues? Oh. Okay. Well, right away. Oh no, windshield wash. Perfectly fine. And coolant. Just about empty. And more coolant. About half full. So that does support our lots of coolant scenario. Oh, nice. It's got the nice rubber floor mat in it too. Ooh, jumper cables. And a sunshade, I think. Nice. Breakdown gloves for the side of the road. And a sock in case you get a cold foot. And a tire iron and just some cleaning wipes. Okay, well, looks like the clues support our theory for sure. I'm going to hook this battery charger back up and we'll see if we have, let's see what kind of mileage we got for sure. She wasn't sure, she figured 200,000 K. That's kilometers, not miles if you guys are south of the border. What is going on out there? Who's stealing stuff? Car alarm going off for the last 10 minutes here. Oh. They look better if you turn them on. By the way, these booster packs, amazing. I ran a this here guy. I ran this electric winch, 2,000 pound winch to pull this thing onto the trailer and power the car up and jump started it. And I didn't charge it beforehand, and I even jump started a couple cars before it. Still 12.6 volts in it. Seems to never need charging. These are great. I just got that one on Amazon. Oh, okay, what else am I missing? Bad ground, bad power. Must be the ground. There we go. she was close. Can you guys see that? 207,572 kilometers. She's got the CD and the AC. Nice. Very nice. It does have... Ooh, does it work? I assume it does. It does have fog lights, although one's broken. Power windows, locks. Automatic. Which isn't my thing, but, you know. Alright. Okay. Well, what's next? I'm guessing we're going to want to probably drain the oil out, see how much of it's not oil, and put some cheapy oil in there and run it again just to see if it stops smoking or not. Otherwise, I'm looking at more than a head gasket probably. Although not necessarily. I think there's oil passages too that would connect in there. So could be, but being how it's that overfilled, I definitely want to have a look at that. So we'll drain that out, catch it in a pan, take a look, and then we will put some fresh oil in and try it. All right. 17 mil is the drain bolt on these. Oh, it's way too many foot-pounds. Jesus. Wow. Okay. Any guesses on how many gallons of water come first? Oh, that's super runny. Uh-oh. It's so runny the pan can't take it away quick enough. Yeah, that's clear and see-through. I gotta stop it in between to let this thing drain. Oh, that's bad. That is definitely mostly water. Good God! I've never seen this before. Not this bad. Geez, I hope the engine's actually okay now that I look at this. It's making me a little nervous here. Wow. I don't know, guys. Comment down below if you've seen one this bad before. That almost filled up my whole drain pan. No metal. Mind you. I mean, look at my hand. It's like green and clear. Like this thing was using antifreeze as lubrication. Well, I'm not even going to bother with the filter. I'm just going to let this finish draining out, put the plug back in, we'll add some fresh cheapy oil, and we'll just see what it does. It should, well, we'll see what it does. So I'm really going to, that's all I've got for confidence in this old girl at the moment. Alright, so I've got an assortment of, I don't know if I really know if I want to put this expensive old Pennzoil in there, but it's old and I don't use it for anything else. And then I've got the old generic Napa Conventional. So we're going to start with this, but I don't know if that's probably not enough to fill it, but we'll start with him. He's cheap and he was on the shelf. Wonder how long it was run like that with that much antifreeze in there. It's not considered a you know, superb lubrication agent, but I guess maybe if you mix it with oil, it's okay. There's also, I already noticed a few blobs of oil on the floor of my garage, so I'm sure there's other oil leaks we're going to be addressing at the same time, so I'm positive we're going to be pulling this engine out. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to see if we can get by without pulling it, but I'd like to know while it's in the car how it runs before we get too far down any rabbit holes. Yeah, not enough yet. Oops, well, there's some more oil on the garage floor. This tiny little funnel it's got to fill through. Jeez. Oh, we almost got enough in there to start it. It's just about the low mark, so I'll go dig for a little bit more, see what I got laying around here. Should be something. Lucas 530 fuel savings. Oh, who doesn't like to save fuel, eh? How's that, Fuji? Satisfied? Oh yeah, that'll do. Okay, I'm gonna fire her up and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna move you guys back just in case. Actually, maybe you'll get a first-hand view of the smoke show if there is one. We'll see. She's gonna smoke for a while till that clears out. If it does. Jesus. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it worth letting her run for a bit, see if that finally clears out? That's a lot of smoke. She's now easing up. So, well, let's give her a minute. I'm gonna have to step outside here though, but you know, the engine sounds good. Nice and smooth. It is actually quite clean under the hood here too, so I think it's been taken care of. It's got definitely an additional oil leak somewhere. You can see that. The big long one is water, but this over here is oil that's dripped since I've pulled it in here. So, not sure where that leak would be. That's me spilling from filling, but oddly not losing any oil right now. But she definitely has been. You can see a bunch of oil splash back on the exhaust and stuff. So, $14.2, so it is charging. Well, you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Very little smoke now. But, I mean, bingo's back on in full force. Yeah. Oh my God. It definitely smoked for a while. Just hoping I don't get the fire department called at me here with this mess going on. I think what I might do, shut her down, let it clear out, start it back up and see what it looks like then. So I'll let this clear out, wait till bingo's over, and I'll come back in about 10 minutes. Alright, it's been about 10 minutes. I'm going to try it again here. See how smoky she is. You guys let me know what you see or rather can't see anymore, I guess. Well, I can definitely say it is a ton less. Smells sweet, and can you guys hear the mist? So definitely pointing to a head gasket to me. Let me give it a couple of revs, see if that changes anything. Yep. All right. So I think what I'll do next is we'll pull the plugs. We'll take a look at them, see what they look like. Maybe they'll tell us which one's bad, just for interest's sake. And then we'll probably do a compression test on it, the way it is, just to see what it's doing. So I have to let this thing cool off. I'll pull the plugs, and we'll put the old compression tester on and see what she'll pull. Maybe we'll be surprised, who knows? At least we'll know the shape of the engine relatively, except sometimes when you have the bed head gasket it crosses across two cylinders and then you lose compression, but it doesn't really sound like it in this one, so hopefully it's just short-circuiting down to the oil passage and dropping coolant into the engine. Not a bad thing, is it? Yeah, it is. Hello people. So what I want to do today, just to give myself a little feeling of security, probably false, is to just do a quick engine compression test I know we might not get an accurate reading. If we do have a failed head gasket, which we know we do, between two cylinders, the reading is going to be shite. And if it's from compression to outside of compression area, it's also not going to be good. But this thing did run all right. I took it for a drive yesterday around the block just for fun. See what it would drive like, make sure the transmission was good, and it did work all right. Minimal smoking. The smoking was more white. So, yeah, it is burning something. But, yeah, to do the test from the factory manual, it says to warm up the engine, disconnect the connectors from the fuel injectors, remove all the spark plugs, go full throttle, check the starter motor, sure, hold the compression gauge, and we're looking for, according to the manual, 156 to 185 psi, no more than 7 psi difference between them, with a limit of 148. So if we're under 148, she fails. On a good engine with a good head gasket, that is. So we'll see what we get. Step one is to warm this thing up. So I guess that means we got to start old Smokey back up here. Some juices. Oh, we better open the garage door. Now, a wise man always says, bring the thunder for good luck, but in this case, I'm not expecting any kind of thunder. Probably, honestly, more of low-hanging dark cloud cover with high probability of precipitation, mostly under the engine area. So let's see how we get. Yeah, they're familiar. You know, since I drove it around the block, honestly, not nearly as bad. Definitely sweet smelling and more of a white smoke, so I think we're pretty... I think I might get lucky with it just being the head gasket and no other damage to the engine, but we'll check it out. I went ahead and labeled the cylinders just for clarity for when we're doing the test, so it's easy. Of course, they just go 1, 2, 3, 4. What the heck? It's also printed on the cap here, but check this out. Cylinder 4, cylinder 2 cable, cylinder 4 label, the cylinder 2 spot. A plus, somebody. Well, we'll go ahead and let this warm up, then I'll shut her down. And yeah, once she's shut down, still warm, we'll have to take the intake out of here so we can get to the throttle body, make sure it's wide open. We'll need it out of our way anyway to access the spark plugs. We'll take the airbox out, we'll remove all the spark plugs one at a time, and we'll have a look at them when we do it so we can see what their condition is. Might give us a few more clues. We're of course going to replace them. We're going to hang on to them for now so we can reference them. Over here, I might have to remove that washer bottle just to give us enough room, but I'll get back at you guys once she's warm here. Alright, so I think we're up to temperature here. Coolant's flowing through the rod. Yep, gauge looks good. She's blowing warm hot air. And ooh, full tank of gas. No way. Oh, and $1. Pretty much just doubled my investment already, just saying. All right, let's shut this thing down. We'll pull the plugs, drain the oil, and get that intake stuff out of the way so we can get the compression tester hooked up. And then we'll see what we got. But I'm pretty confident. Even running the last few minutes here, the smoke actually cleared right up. There was just a tiny whiff of white smoke coming out, and it smelled pretty sweet. So that's sweet. Get it? Never mind. Anyways, I'm gonna unhook all this stuff now. All right. We'll start with getting the air intake stuff out of our way here. The 10mm here and a couple up here. Looks like a 12 down there. One big chunk out. I'm just going to put these bolts back where they came from. Oh yeah, that one we got to take a screwdriver too. Get the hose clamp out of there. And the throttle body. And then it's also got some hoses down in here we got to remove. Down in here. I like to leave my clamps on the hoses so you can find them easier later. No sense taking them all the way out of there. There we go. One more over here. Okay. Filter looks a little grimy, but we got a new one coming. I don't know if you can see that. Too dark. Okay, so that gives us access to the throttle body. These two spark plugs, no problem. Now these two over here, not so much. We got to get this guy out of here. So I'm going to grab us a empty jug, and then we can proceed to pump the fluid out of there. Use the old Extractomatic hand pump. I'm not sure if this is winter or summer fluid anyways, and winter's coming, so we might as well put some known winter stuff in there after. Also, this works better if you get the suck and the blow direction correct. There we go. Right, so he's got a couple of little electrical connectors here to worry about with the tabs. Black one for the white pump. And the green one for the black pump. Just doing this halfway for myself so I don't forget later. Alright, and a couple of bolts. got the two lines here. Sure you twist when you pull them off, or you're going to just break those fittings right off. There. That should give us more than enough room to get in there. Come on, puppy. Okay, so this being the passenger side, we've got cylinders 1 and 3 here. So normally you don't have to worry about where you put these, but they do have labels, except as we saw over here, somebody put them in the wrong spots. So that's fun. All right. I actually got this wobble socket last time at Princess Auto, which is your Harbor Freight in the States. It's magnetic and a wobble socket all in one. Should be perfect for this. Alrighty, tighty, lefty, loosey. Okay, number 1. She's, can you guys see that? That gap is humongous. NGK Iridium, wow. Okay, here's number 1, we'll put it here by the number 1. Doesn't look awful though, looks pretty good. Except for that huge gap, probably time for these to be replaced anyways. And yeah, we're gonna put new ones in, of course. Oh, extend this one out a little bit just to save the old fingers. Now, see something else we got to address. I'll show you guys in a minute. Okay, number 3. Ugh. This one's been burning some oil. You can see it, it's all white and burnt on there. We've got oil inside the hole here too, which will be taken care of anyways when we change the gaskets on the valve cover. And number 3 looking much worse than number 1 actually. Here's what I spotted down here when I was looking. You guys see that? Now if the camera's going to pick that up, the boot is boot's ripped on the CV axle on this side, on the passenger side. Looks like the driver's one is as well. It's hard to see from up here, but that one looks ripped too. Fun, fun, fun. It's the project that keeps on giving. All right, here we are on the driver's side. Let's get the jump box cable out of the way here. Cylinder 2. 4 over here. All right. Did not remember to order a fuel filter, which lives right here. That's what this silver can is. Might do that as well still. Okay, number 2. Also oily. Not sure if that oil probably just ran down the threads after we took it out here, but other than that, it looks pretty good, like it was running okay. And lastly, number 4. It's a little tight. Definitely also burning oil. You can see the white stuck on it. And definitely oil down the tube. All right. Okay, so we're ready to start checking for compression. So I've just got me a rather inexpensive compression tester. It's the 18mm thread you want on the end for this. So we'll go ahead and sneak her in there. Okay, she's in. Now we need to unplug the fuel injection connectors, which are just down in here. It's these guys here. It's these guys down here. Boy, that's going to be fun. So they should just have this little tab here, push to release, and then we should be able to pull up. I've just got a little pick tool here that I'm going to use to pull with. Come on. There we go. That's one. I'll go ahead and pull the other 4 off right now, so you guys don't have to watch me do that. That's pretty boring. And then I think we're ready to crank it over. All right, so we're ready to test starting with hill number 1. So I'm going to go inside, put my foot on the throttle fully so that the throttle plate's open. That way there's no air restriction as per the manual. And if you guys want to watch the gauge here, we're looking for somewhere around at least here, at least pointing straight up. Oh, I hooked the power back up. Power. On. Wow. $195. That's a really good number, actually. Huh. Okay. Well, now we'll jump over to number 3 here, just because it's on the same side of the engine. How's that? Can you see that? Okay. Let's hope for another one of those results. How'd that one look? Wow. Exactly the same, 195. That's good. Okay, we'll take you to the other side. So far, so good. Let's do number 2 next. Be nice if these numbers all check out, although I wasn't really expecting them to with the blown head gasket, but like I said earlier, I guess it depends on where the head gasket's failed. If it's not on the compression side of it, of the engine, then, like I mean in the, you know what I mean. If it's the jacket or the oil passages or the antifreeze passages, but usually when it's burning antifreeze, that does mean there's a short circuit. But maybe not enough to show up on here. So let's try it again on number 2 here. This one, slightly less. Sitting right at 190. Still a really good number though. That's number 2. And remember, we want to stay within 7 psi of each other on this test to pass. So another thing that could give you artificially high readings, well, not realistic readings, I guess, is if you've got some oil in the cylinders. And although a little bit would have leaked down the spark plugs when we pulled them out, not enough to really skew this reading, unless, remember, we were burning oil at first, but I don't think that would be enough to have fresh oil in the cylinders. But then again, this is a rather inexpensive tester, so maybe the number of 195 isn't exact. This thing could be out 5-10%, who knows. But as long as they're all repeatable numbers and all within the same range, I think we'll be all right. So let's check the last one, see what we get. If we're anywhere near the other ones, we should be good. $190. No, wait a minute. almost 197 actually. I just want to try number 2 one more time here. Make sure I had this thing screwed in all the way just for fun. It's the only one that read low, so let's give her a whirl. You also want to make sure your battery's charged, because if you have a dead battery by the time you do the second half of the engine, your readings won't be right either. But jump pack's fully charged. I made sure I charged it last night, so should be good. Okay, one more try, number 2. Yeah, we got 185 that time, so that number 2 is going to be probably where we're going to find some issues. And his plug didn't really look much different than any of the other ones, but all right. Well, I'm pretty happy with those numbers. That one's showing low will be interesting to see what we find when we pull the head off it. So that's going to do it for today. We have our results. We're good to proceed. There's no red flags yet in my mind, unless you guys spotted something I missed. So after this, what we're going to try, or what we're going to, so after this, the next steps are to drop the oil out of the engine. We'll have another look at the oil, and maybe even cut up in the filter if we have time. And we'll drain the antifreeze, and then she's ready to start general disassembly up top, so we can prepare to pull this engine out. And we're actually going to pull it all the way out with a stand, put it on the stand to work on it. I've done these, I've pulled one, I've done 4 other ones in the car, and it's a bit of a pain. It's especially trying to get the gasket surfaces nice and clean and check them for trueness. It's a real chore with them in the vehicle. You basically undo all your engine mounts and transmission mounts, and you just kind of tilt one side of the engine up and work on it, then tilt the other end up. It's okay, but honestly, it's a handful more bolts and pull it, and you're all the way there. So, plus it wouldn't be very good to film for YouTube here. You guys would just be looking at my hands in the back of my head the whole time, so that wouldn't be very entertaining. So, yeah, I'm gonna clean up, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching, and please, if you enjoyed it, consider liking and subscribing. Share it with your friends. Have a good laugh if you can. Hopefully it was entertaining. And the next one should be a good one. We'll pull it out. Catch you next time.